Oh, hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show. Now, this week I want to talk about, traveling, like being at the parks with a big family, large groups. So, let's say you're with a group of 4 or more, and one person wants to go to this ride, and another wants to go to that ride. There are 2 ways you can do this. One, compromise, let everyone do their thing first. Or the easiest thing to do, especially if one of the lines looks longer than the other, divide and conquer. One half of the group goes to this attraction, the other half goes to that attraction. Now, or let's say you have a member of your family with disabilities. For this example, I am speaking from experience. Let's say a little kid with special needs who's been in the park for 3 hours and needs a break. Now, you can either go sit at a table in the park, or you and another family member can go back to your hotel, rest for like half an hour, and then when you feel like you're fully rested, you can go back to the park and meet up with the rest of your family. That way, one person gets some chill out time, the other person gets to keep doing what they want to do. It's all about benefiting, all about having people do what they need to do and want to do at the same time. So, that's my tip. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. Now, as we all know, there are some great Disney news sources out there. I only talk about them if necessary, like after this week's Top 5. So, this week, the top 5 Disney news, my top 5 Disney news sources. So, at number 5, the Disney Parks blog. Now, everything they say, does happen sometimes when there isn't a pandemic slowing down operations. But the Disney Parks blog always posts news stories for upcoming events and attractions. It's a good go-to. Number 4, my good friends over at Attractions Magazine. Now, they not only do Disney news, but also theme park news as a whole. They cover every single theme park on the entire planet. If there's something new going on at a park, they're going to be there. And if you haven't subscribed to their channel, or or got a magazine subscription from them yet, please do. It's a great read. They do once a season, and you should subscribe to them. All right, number 3, the Disney Parks Podcast. Now, the Disney Parks Podcast is not affiliated with Disney, but they are 2 guys who talk about the latest Disney Parks news. Tony Casanova from DisneyByTheNumbers.com and Park Hopper John from WDWParkHoppers.com. They host that show. You can catch them on wherever you get your podcasts, and you can also catch them live on their Facebook page every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check those guys out. This is not my shout-outs, by the way. Number 2, WDWNT, the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news. Now, a lot of people don't like WDWNT. Some people think that the guy in charge are just as a pessimist. I find it very entertaining. They do News Today with WDW News Today, where 3 days a week the guy in charge, Tom Corliss, talks about the latest news. Also, live every Wednesday night on YouTube, they do Park Center, where they talk, where a host and 4 panelists discuss the top 7 most important Disney news stories of the past week. And also, live every Thursday night, they do WDW News Tonight, which is like a comedy late night show themed to Disney. And my number 1 source for Disney news, mousesteps.com. Now, Jeff and Denise were my very first. This was my very first Disney vlogs that I've ever watched. I would not be doing this if not for Jeff and Denise. I have their DVDs. They sell DVDs of some of their Disney adventures. They do a show called Mouse Steps Weekly every week on YouTube, and they're always posting stuff from Disney and other Florida theme parks. You should definitely check them out because they are the best of the best. They really are. So, that's this week's top 5. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Disney news source is. And now, I want to talk about some of the news stories that just broke this week. So, first off, as you all know, the Jungle Cruise is going to be going through a refurbishment, but rather than closing the ride, Disney is actually doing some of the changes while the ride is in operation. And the first change that they've done, something that Jungle Cruise fans have definitely noticed, the disappearance of Trader Sam. Now, I personally saw this coming. And I think the same might happen with the Headhunters. I'll be surprised to see what else happens as the changes come and as we near the end result of this project. Another Disney news story that broke this week. Now you can take PhotoPass photos without your mask on. I think this is a very big step to getting things back to normal. And I am happy that they're doing this. I really am. And another news story that broke this past week, one that over in California, at Disney's California Adventures, Avengers Campus will open on June 4th for all my California people. Now, it was supposed to open July 18th, 2020, my birthday, but I'm glad that it's going to get to open. It's going to wait a while after April 30th when Disneyland does reopen. So I'm excited for my California people for this. I really am. So, that's this week's show. As I said, let me know in the comments if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. Now, for this week's shoutouts, make sure you check out my friend CJ over at Disney Planning Guide. She does Diz Week's news every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you check her out. Also, be sure to check out my friend Beth over at Best Disney Adventures on YouTube. As I've said, she has some great live streams this month. A lot of her friends are going to be there. You never know who she's going to do some streams with this month. Also, make sure you check out my friend Taylor at Tremaine at Disney. She does some great videos and blogs and stuff. Also, if you're looking to spice up some entertainment at your next Zoom event or Zoom party or game night or award show or whatever, make sure you contact Cameron Matthews Entertainment, and he'll make sure your next Zoom event is one that you'll never forget. And as I've said during the top 5 for the latest attraction news, make sure you check out my good friends over at Attractions Magazine. And until next time, have a zippity-doo-dah day.